Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? There we go, a lot better. All right, our next chef, world-renowned chef, author, restaurateur, television host, actress, philanthropist, and a mother of 6 children. She's the first female Iron Chef on Food Network's Iron Chef America. She's also the first female inductee into the Culinary Hall of Fame. She's opened more than 18 restaurants across the country, authored 3 cookbooks, and co-hosted numerous television shows. Please welcome Iron Chef Cora.
Right. Woo! Thank you. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing today? How are you? How's the Housewares show? Everybody having fun? Enjoying it? What about the rain and the snow coming in Chicago? We're getting out. We're going west, actually, but I love being here. I love the Housewares show. It's such a fun time for me to see incredible products, innovation, and also just get to hang out with my chef friends. So it's really fun to be here again, and I love coming to the theater and entertaining everybody and cooking a few things. So today I'm here, though, in a different capacity. Usually I'm always endorsing my own products, and I've always endorsed my own products. I've really never endorsed anybody else's products. But today, I'm partnering with Gourmet. So we're joining forces. We're going into a new age, as we all know, in this technological age in kitchens. Our kitchens are talking to us now. There's beeping, there's digitals, there's buttons to be pushed. And I'm absolutely super excited about being partnered with Gourmet. They have some of my most favorite products that I love to do. And really, what Gourmet has done is they've really elevated the home chef's game. And they've elevated my game because I get to do fun chefy things that usually, like sous vide, is a machine about that big. It takes a rocket science to get it working. And nowadays what we have is we just have a wand that we put in a pot of water and it sous vides like a pro. And so I've been doing that for years and years, starting at Iron Chef. Now it's become the trend in home kitchens. And so I'm really, really excited to be here and showcasing a lot of the technological features of Gourmet's products. So some of my favorites we're working with is this air fryer that's fantastic. We have a whole line of air fryers. This one is like kind of the Mac Daddy of air fryers, if you will. High-powered, run by a halogen, and it can cook a Cornish hen in 30 minutes, as you're going to see. Also, a spiraler. This is a fun product to have. Actually, the kids, we have all these products at home, so we put the kids on spiraling duty, so they just turn a switch on and they get to spiral everything for the stir fry we're having at night. And this is great because I can actually I can actually just spiral zucchini, squash, any kind of vegetable and put it away in an airtight container and have salad all week. So it's a fantastic little gadget that we have in our kitchen and that I love. We have our vacuum seal that we seal not only to do sous vide, but also to marinate. As I'm going to show you today, it's multifunction. And so what I love about Gourmet's products and what I love about what's happening with kitchen products and appliances today is that we're going into a multifunction world. No longer do we just have an appliance that does one thing. We have appliances that do multiple things. And so for me, it's like our philosophies match in health and wellness. Because before I became a chef, a lot of you may not know this, I have a degree in exercise physiology and a minor in nutrition. And so what I've done my whole career is parlayed those things together, brought healthy gourmet to the television screen, to kitchen theaters like this, to events that I do, and really shown people, I've been doing this since 1998, is really showcasing healthy gourmet products in the Mediterranean diet, which is what I grew up on. I'm Greek American from Mississippi. I know that's a little crazy and hard to understand, but if you haven't had feta on biscuits, you're missing out. Okay, try it. But that's been really my platform, and Gourmet shares that philosophy. It's really, we're showcasing appliances that have features that you can cook. Lean meats, lean fish, things like a Cornish hen. You can cook them with techniques that are low fat, low calories. Air fryer, you don't add 1 drop of oil to it. It's amazing. This technology is incredible. And for me, I want something crisp every once in a while. I don't eat a lot of fried food. I miss out on that, though, because I do want a crisp piece of zucchini dipped in something. I do want crisp avocado dipped in something. You know, I want a fried ravioli that's air fried. It's not fried, but it is fried. So it's nice and crisp. So the air fryer that I'm going to be showcasing, the pressure cooker. Not like your mom's old scary pressure cooker anymore, right? The pressure cooker that used to be on the stove in your kitchen, it looked like it was going to blow up. Everybody knows that one. It would be shaking on the stove and you'd run. You know, you'd run away from it. No longer is that what pressure cookers are about. We're going to show you those features. We have another air fryer here that I'm going to do my chocolate budino in. Yes, that's right. I'm going to actually do a chocolate dessert in. And then a sorbet maker that actually was named one of Oprah's favorite things. So today we're going to get started. I got a lot to get through, and I want to show you some really cool techniques that I'm going to do. We're going to start off with Cornish hen. Now, I've trussed this Cornish hen really simple. You pull the wings together, the legs together, and what that does is it keeps it really nice and tight. So when it's cooked, it looks pretty, right? It's like a turkey or a really nice roasted chicken. You see those, or you've seen them in the magazines, you see pictures of them, and they're really nice and tight. That's because they've been trussed. Because if you don't truss a chicken, and you leave its wings out, its legs out, it's splayed instead of like that nice, beautiful presentation that you get when you truss it. So it's a real simple procedure of taking some twine and just run it under the wings, wrap it around the legs, the ends of the legs, and pull it tight, and then cut off the excess, okay? So my Cornish hen, and by the way, I just want to say a little bit about Cornish hen too. We kind of forget about Cornish hen, don't we? But it is a really, really inexpensive way to cook. Everybody has their individual, or you can cut this in half and serve 2 people. But they're really a nice, you know, remember Cornish hen because we can rotisserie one in this air fryer. And they're about $3 or $4 a piece in the grocery store. Super inexpensive, but delicious, nice and tender. So I'm going to start off right now I'm just going to actually show you another technique. You know, we talk about vacuum sealing with sous vide. Right? Because what we're going to do is we seal this bag. We put it in a jacuzzi bath. Really, I call it a jacuzzi bath because I like to have fun with that. You put it in a jacuzzi bath for your food, and it circulates. The wand circulates the water at a certain temperature, and I call it gentle cooking. You know, it's easy, quicker, but it's also gentle cooking because you can actually put sous vide in a pot of water, and you can walk away for 30 minutes and check email or help the kids with homework or do some multitasking around the house. It's not direct heat, so you're not worried that you're going to burn something or something sitting on the stove and you're going to forget about it. You just sit it in there, and it actually comes to the exact temperature at the time it's supposed to, and then it gives you an alarm, which I love about all of these technology pieces. It gives you alarm, so if you do walk away and you do multitask, it'll let you know when it's done. You can be anywhere in the house. It'll let you know. So that's one of these features that I'm going to show you as well about the vacuum pack. The Gourmet's vacuum pack is I use it for pickling. I use it for marinating. So I can marinate this Cornish hen, which would take about 45 minutes to an hour. I can infuse flavor in about 15 to 20 minutes by using vacuum sealing. Because what vacuum sealing does, it's a quicker way to infuse flavor into food because it sucks all the air out. And we're going to show you that. It sucks all the air out, and it actually squeezes those ingredients, kind of infuses everything and gets all those juices flowing in a really tight central place. So I'm going to put this Cornish hen in. I'm going to put this little thing in here, nice bag. And then we're just going to put every ingredient in there. Now, I could do 2 things. I can let it marinate, which is what I'm going to do because I want to rotisserie it today, or I could stick this right into a sous vide. Stick it right into a pot of water with our wand right on the side. Okay? You don't need a special pot either. It can be any pot in the house, as long as it holds enough water to submerge your food in. Okay? All right, let's pour all this in. I have a little bit of cumin here. I'm going to add that in. A little bit of coriander. And you can add any spices you want. This is a simple marinade like you would always do if you're marinating meat or steak. Somebody had actually a really good question today. They said, would you really want to put vegetables and things in with a New York steak or something and have all of the red juices from it? Because it's raw. And I said, normally you wouldn't necessarily do that with a New York steak. You don't need vegetables, but you could put a dry rub on it. You could put a wet marinade on it. Like my dad's favorite marinade was Worcestershire sauce, garlic, oregano, and some lemon juice, and a little olive oil. That was it. Very simple. So you could put all that in there with a steak, and it's perfect because once you sous vide it and it's cooked to temperature, you just take it out and you throw it on the grill. You just mark it 1 or 2 times on each side, and it's done. Or you can throw it in a saute pan and sear it, and then lock that flavor in. So then you get that caramelization. But it's a quick process. All right, so a little garlic clove goes in. Some aromatics, so I have thyme for this particular marinade. Olive oil, here goes my liquids. Put the olive oil in. white wine, throw that right in on top of the bird, and then some orange slices. Just put those right in there. All right, and then I've got my mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion, right? The fancy word for mirepoix, or fancy word for carrot, celery, onion is mirepoix. So we take that in. I kind of give it a little massage. I mean, telling you, when you do a jacuzzi bath for this chicken, this is a lucky chicken. I give it a massage and it gets a jacuzzi bath. But today, it's going to get thrown on a rotisserie. All right, so we're going to put this right over this little ledge here. All right. Close the top, down. I'm going to lock each side. You can hear it lock. I'm going to push moist because it's chicken. It's got all the moisture in it. It's got the wine and the olive oil. I'm going to push that button, and then I'm going to push vacuum seal. And then it's just going to start sucking all of that air out of it. All right? You'll see it start sucking the air out, and it'll seal it. And then what it does, once it sucks all the air out, it's really pressing all those orange slices you can imagine. The pressure actually juices those oranges right on into that marinade, right? With all the olive oil and all the other juices and all that flavor. So literally, like I said, you could throw that bag in the fridge. You could throw it in overnight. We want to marinate it overnight. But literally, the minimum is 15 to 20 minutes, and you can infuse flavor, believe it or not, using a vacuum seal. All right, so we're going to release that when it's done. Right? Release. It's sealed really nicely, as you can see. And there you have it. A nice little compact. We're going to let it rest a little bit. And nice little compact Cornish hen in there with all the flavors. So we'll let that go and marinate. We've had this one, famous TV swap out. You guys know TV swap outs, right? You go to commercial, you put a pie in the oven, and 3 minutes later, or a minute and a half after commercial, it's baked. That's called TV magic. So we have a swap out here of the Cornish hen. I'm going to put it all right into this bowl here. There we go. Get all my aromatics there. Thank you. And that looks delicious. I mean, I can actually smell all of that onion and garlic. You can smell that it's just been like pressed into this and infused into this Cornish hen. So we'll take this right out. And I suggest actually just trussing it ahead of time. If you decide to truss it, just truss it ahead of time because it's kitchen twine and it's fine to do that and it'll hold up. And then you can bring it right back out and it's ready to go. All right, so we have here, let's wipe this down. Now, we've got our rotisserie. So, you can see here, beautiful. This has been a rotisserie. This is a Cornish hen that's been going for 30 minutes. It's done completely. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this right out. Do you have a plate for me? Put a plate. Cute. We'll put it right on a plate. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? 30 minutes. In an air fryer, this is our high-powered version of the air fryer that we have. We have multiple ones, but this is our high-powered. It's powered by halogen light. So you can see this. So it's got it, you can see it's evenly cooked on all sides, right? Beautiful crisp skin. So what it does is it actually crisps the skin up. So you've got this nice crisp skin, but everything is tender inside. So you marinated it. And again, a lot of it, when you are sous vide, what I didn't say was that you cut out the marination process in sous vide. So I could take this Cornish hen and put it right into the sous vide now, and it's marinating while it's cooking. So it's actually doing two things at the same time. It's marinating and cooking all the way through. So obviously with rotisserie, you marinate for 15, 20 minutes, and then it's ready to go right on the rotisserie. So absolutely beautiful, right there. That is so gorgeous, and the juices are running out. It's been cooked all the way through. Beautiful, nice and tender. I'll pull one of the little legs off here. You can see how juicy that is. Look at all those juices. Isn't that gorgeous? So delicious. All right. Sorry, I don't have samples, but I'll tell you. Trust me, it's good. All right. So we'll take this. A little water. Absolutely. Yeah. There's my water. Thank you. All right. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to put it on. So we're going to take this. You want to take the needle side, not a really needle, but the pointy side, not the ridge side that you're going to hook into the side, but this side here, this little point here, stick it right through the Cornish hen. All right. Press in the little points right into the legs or the ankles, if you will. All right, and then I'm going to just stick this right on the other side. So I'm going to put it straight through, right here, and then pierce it. Hold both ends, hold it tight, and then just screw this in, and it's ready to go. Ready to go right in. All right, so take this off. There we go. I'm going to stick it right in here. I'm going to let it sit on this ledge. We're going to close it. We're going to press it on. Menu. Press again and start. It's at 450, and then we're going to take it up to 30 manually. And then it goes. You can walk away. It's going to alarm you. Remember, you don't have to set your phone. You don't have to set a timer because it has one built in. You don't have to do anything else. Let it go, and in 30 minutes, you're going to have dinner. You can have it ready to go. It's incredible. Nice, crispy, juicy, as you can see. Delicious, as I told you. And ready to roll with dinner. All right, my favorite thing, one of my favorite little gadgets is my spiraler. And again, this is fun for anybody to do. It's safe. Anybody can do it. I have my 8-year-olds we have our 8-year-olds push the button all the time, and they get to spiral and push something in. Super safe, super easy to use. And I'm going to show you here. So what I'm going to make is I'm going to make this kohlrabi slaw. So what I've done is clean that up, and I'm going to make this, I'm going to pickle it and make it in 10 minutes, okay? Make a big batch of it, put everything in it, like you'll see. All right, we have the ridges here, and what you want to do is clean up whatever you're going to put in, whether it's a carrot, what have you. Get a nice level surface, and you're just going to, you can see these little ridges. You're just going to press it on like that. Put it right in, turn it on, the flip of a switch right here, and just spiral. There you go. Again, you can do this with anything. Who wants to come up and do one? You guys want to come up? Come on up here. Let me show you how to, show you how easy it is. We have 2 of these? Oh, we got one more of these? All right. We got one. Who gets it? Who gets it? All right. So what I'm going to have you do is we need to find a little edge here. I'm going to cut off one a little bit better. How are you? What's your name?
I'm Danielle.
Danielle, nice to meet you. I'm Kat. What's your name?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, Danielle and Caitlin. And how old are you girls?
I'm 15.
15, and even a 15-year-old, 13-year-old can do it, okay? That's how easy it is. All right, so you're going to put that right on. Remember, smooth surface. Stick it right on, press it on. There you go. Now you can pick it up and turn it over into the machine. Okay, you're going to press the button on and push. See how easy that is?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Awesome. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? All right, you guys come see me afterwards. I got something for you, okay? All right, give it up for the girls here. All right, so now I'm going to show you how to pickle this. All right, we're going to make a quick slaw. This is a quick slaw. You cannot make it any quicker. All right, we're going to put all of this in. All righty. Put that right in, and then all our ingredients. I used to pickle a lot on Iron Chef because it's quick. So we'd pickle everything. I mean, you see everything pickled. It's just like the ice cream machine, right, on Iron Chef. Everything goes in the ice cream machine. I think they even somebody did smoked trout one time. So yeah, I know, disgusting. But we pickled everything, make everything in sous vide and cryovac because in the vacuum pack because it's easy and it's quick. So orange juice goes in. In every slaw, you're going to have an acid. All right. A little bit of white rice vinegar. That's for that. A little bit of olive oil. There we go. Jalapeno, because I love spice. This is optional. And then a little cilantro. And again, anything can go in this. It's a slaw, so have fun with it. You know, there's no rules. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to show you again. We're going to cryovac this, vacuum seal it. So we're going to vacuum seal it, push this down, very easy. Push the sides. There we go. And then moist, because obviously I have liquid in there, and then vacuum seal. It'll start sucking the air out and the juices like we did before and sealing it at the same time. Okay? There we go. And pop it open. There we go. You can see that it's sealed it in. And we have one, and it's nice and sealed. It'll sit there for 10 minutes. You cut it right open, and then you pour it out. You've got this incredible slaw that's been pickled. Everything's been pickled and all those flavors have been melted in and really, really married into those different flavors. So next we're going to do, I've got my slaw. We've got our Cornish hen. I've got an orange glaze I'm going to put on it. That's very simple. I'm not demonstrating that, but I'll tell you it's honey, it's orange juice, and it's rice wine vinegar reduced, okay? You reduce it by 3/4 and you get this nice glaze. This nice glaze. And then when you take your spoon on the back, take your spoon in the sauce, and if you see a nappe, it's a fancy word for just a glaze on the spoon, you know that it's done, okay? It's about 10 minutes. Alrighty, now we're going right into the pressure cooker. I'm going to open that top up. And this is multifunctional. You talk about multifunctional, just like the air fryer. Very multifunctional, can do many, many things. I'm even making, whether it's a one-pot wonder for dinner, like a stew or a chili or spaghetti, what have you, you can do anything. Roast, you can roast something, really nice meats in here. It really does everything. So I'm going to put in my celery root. Some nice big chunks. So remember, anytime you're cutting potatoes up, when you're using the pressure cooker, or even if you're boiling them, anytime you're doing that, make sure that you have very similar sizes and pieces, because it's like cooking a small potato with a big potato. One's going to cook faster, one's going to cook slower because it's larger, right? And then you're going to have this mushy kind of mess, or you're going to have clumps in it that didn't cook. So you want to make sure you do that. I'm actually adding almond milk to this. I'm making it a little healthier with almond milk. And then 3 garlic cloves. Super simple. This is going to be 17 minutes to get this nice and tender, okay? 17 minutes. Lock it, because you can see here I've got open, close. You just take this, you align the arrows together, and then just, turn it and lock it. It's locked. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push pressure cook. I'm going to go up to 17 minutes, because that's how long this takes to get nice and tender. And then it starts on its own. And there you have it. Very simple. Once it's done, it'll come out, and when it's pureed, and to puree it, I just take a wand, one of our Gourmet wands, and I just hand wand it. I blend it with just a hand wand, and then voila, you have a really nice puree that's smooth, it's not lumpy, and really, really delicious. Then you can add some flavors in it, a little salt seasoning to it, and then there you have it. All right, girls, what's next here? All righty, so I've got my puree started with the almond milk, because we're doing a healthier version. I've got my slaw that's been pickled, so 10 minutes tops for pickling. My Cornish hen, which of course we marinated for 15, 20 minutes. You can always do this overnight. You could throw it in and leave it in for 24 hours. It's actually, when you do regular chicken that way, it actually has a tendency when it's just open, you're not leaving it open, but when it's just in a container, it has a tendency of over-marinating. You can actually do that. In this cryovac, very difficult to do. In this vacuum seal, very, very difficult to do. So in the vacuum seal, really, really nice. It protects it. It keeps all those flavors in. It's not going to over-marinate. And then we take it and put it in the rotisserie. So vacuum sealing is the way to go. They're fairly inexpensive, but I will tell you this. I'm going to give you a little hack secret, okay, that I've done on Iron Chef. Do you guys like those? Little hack secrets? Everybody wants to know a secret, right? So one of my hack secrets is, on Iron Chef, one time my vacuum sealer didn't work. So you know what I did? I took a Ziploc, a big Ziploc bag, took all the air out of it. I couldn't do it like this, it's tight, but I just sealed it really good, hung it over the side of my sous vide, and that's a hack version. So if you don't have the budget, if you only have the budget to buy the wand first, buy the wand first. Start having fun with sous vide. Put it in a Ziploc. Who cares, Then when you get enough of a budget to add the vacuum sealer, get the vacuum sealer. If you can do both, great. But that's a little tip for hack sealing your food. All right, we're going to do, this budino is one of my favorite go-to dishes. This is my dessert, go-to desserts, I should say. My favorite is, if you like a chocolate cake, if you like anything chocolate, you're going to love this, okay? Because it's like a molten chocolate cake or a flourless chocolate cake. And I do these, I like to do them individually, although you can do a nice large cake as well. You can do both with a recipe. But I like to do these little individuals because they're fun. They're almost like a cupcake. I can do these for dinner. We do these sometimes for dinner when we want to treat. We'll do them for the kids, have a batch made of the batter in the fridge, pull it out, line up, we have 6, so line up 6 ramekins, and it's like an assembly line. Anytime we do dinner is like an assembly line anyway, right, babe? Like an assembly line. My fiance is out in the audience with our friends, Tim and Aaron. Hi, baby. Hi, honey. So it's like an assembly line with our kids. And it's like literally, she comes behind me and I plate, you know, like this, 6. She takes the plates and runs them out. It's like we're running a restaurant. It's amazing. I feel like I have deja vu that I'm running a restaurant again, you know. But it's a lot of fun. So I'm starting this dessert that's my favorite chocolate dessert. And like I said, it's easy to make. It's 5 ingredients. It's flour, egg, sugar, a little butter, and chocolate. So I like to get a nice quality melting chocolate. Sometimes, you know, you get the chocolate chips, they don't melt as well, depending on the you know, packaging you get or the style you get. But this is on a double boiler, because again, you want to make sure you're protecting your chocolate. You cannot melt chocolate on direct heat, okay? I don't know if you all know that, but if you didn't, there you go. You cannot do it because it'll burn the chocolate, okay? So you don't want to do that. You always want to have a pot. We just did a simple pot. You don't need anything special for it. But this is our Gourmet induction oven, which is really good to have around as well if you want to do a small. These cool down really fast, so you don't have to worry about the kids getting burnt, you know, or anybody touching it, and it heats up really fast. So this is fun to have around. I love having this. I pull this out when I want to do, you know, if you have extra cooking. During the holidays, we always need extra space, right? This is a fantastic gift and something good to have at home when you have a holidays, or you know you're going to have a lot of people staying over, you have a special event. So I like to pull this out a lot during the holidays, and if I'm cooking for, you know, friends are coming over and I need an extra burner. So this has been melted. I'm going to add in my butter, the final part of my butter in here, and then put that in, let that melt, and just get that going there. I'm going to let that sit for a sec. There we go. And then I'm going to actually whisk in my eggs, flour, and sugar together. So I have my eggs, all right, 6 eggs. Or 3 yolks and 3 whole eggs, I should say. Right? Okay, and then sugar. The sugar goes in. You got to have sugar in a chocolate dessert, you know. Or, you know, also too, you can find a measurement for it, and you can really, you can use alternatives if you need to. If you're diabetic, if you have health issues, you can obviously do that. Agave is a really good alternative to sugar, which we use a good bit of. Honey. Things like that. The only thing about honey is it does have a distinct flavor. Agave doesn't. Agave is probably a much better use for something like this because you really want to taste the flavor of the chocolate. And so honey would give it a little bit of a different flavor. So adding that in, and then literally 3 tablespoons of flour go in. Very, very little flour. That's why it's so moist. These bake, what I didn't tell you, which is the best part, it only takes 13 minutes to bake these. So that's the beauty of it. So what I like to do, and what we do at home, is we make a batch of this, and I'll keep it in an airtight container, you know, for up to 3 to 4 days or what have you, and I'll pull it out, or you can make it ahead of time if you're going to have you're entertaining, you're having people over, or you have a dinner party, what have you. But we'll do this during the middle of the week if we want to treat, you know, something, you know, we're trying to just have a really good midway week, you know, on Wednesday night or something, have a nice dinner together, on Shabbat, on Fridays or what have you. And we can pull this out and just spoon it into ramekins really quickly, put the rest of it back in the fridge in your container and hold it. And then just bake what you need instead of baking it all at once in a big cake and then some of it ends up going to waste or, you know, whatever. So it's really nice to do these in individuals. All right, so this has been obviously sifted, the flour, so I'm not going to get lumps. And I'm whisking quickly here, just so it doesn't sit and soak in my eggs and sugar. All right, nice and smooth. Now, we're going to pull this off at this point. Pull this off here. All right, and we're going to whisk this egg. I'm going to whisk this egg right into my chocolate. So let me make sure my eggs are melted. I mean my butter. Let me make sure my butter's melted in here. All righty, there we go. Let's get that nice and melted in this hot chocolate. Finish that up. All right, so let's start adding some of that egg in. Now this is a fun, obviously it's good to have a second person. I whisk and pour in. I mean, you can do, you know, you can always do this kind of thing and whisk. You don't even have to hold it. I'm going to show them how I do it by myself, just in case you get scared that you're going to need an extra person to do this. But then I'm going to have Amanda come over and help me. So you can whisk in by yourself, but Amanda, I really know you like this part. She's a chocoholic, so you got to be careful. I got to watch her sometimes. So then whisk that right in. So you can see you've got to whisk quick. Now what I'm doing is tempering. It's called tempering, and that's a technique where you're bringing a cold product together with a hot product, and you're trying to do it slowly to balance the temperature. Does that make sense? So I'm balancing the temperatures together. So if I pour this whole thing in, I'd have scrambled chocolate eggs, okay? Which doesn't sound too bad, actually, but I'm trying to make this budino here for you. All right, add that right in, whisking quickly. At this point, I can pour it all in. When it's almost all, you can pour the whole thing in because it's been tempered. All right, beautiful. And then you see this gorgeous sheen from the chocolate, and you've got your batter, everything's in. I'm gonna pour this right into my little ramekins, you can use ceramic, glass. I'm using glass in these air fryers, it's fine, or tin. If you're gonna pop them out later, what have you, you can use those too. All right, and then just go right into it, about 3/4 of the way. You wanna fill them because they will rise a little bit. Fill them right up. There we go. And this is a nice batter. Nice and thick. Again, it's only 5 ingredients. Bakes 13 minutes, which is the best part. And I'm going to put them in the air fryer. So I'm going to find many, many ways to use every single appliance I have. And it's not hard with Gourmet products. It's not hard at all because they're all multifunctional. You don't have to try. But I'm showing you how you can use these different appliances that do have multifunction in a various ways. So we're going to put that right in. And you can see one thing I do want to show you about air fryers, and the reason you're not using in our air fryers, you're not using any oil, because they have all of these holes in here. They have a little space in here so the air kind of circulates through, and this halogen light with the air circulates through, so you don't need oil at all. You need no oil in there. So now we'll put these in. I set my temperature at 315. So we're going to set that out. We're going to set that up. I'm going to show you. There we go. 315 for 13 minutes. Done. Again, the touch of a fingertip, and it shows you, it will tell you by an alarm that goes off. I shouldn't say alarm, it's a nice bell, okay? Alarm sounds a little alarming. But a bell is a nice bell, it dings, you can hear it anywhere in your house. I know because I have it upstairs in our house and I can hear it when something goes off and it's ready. And it just does all the work for you. You walk away. You don't have to worry about them burning, over baking, your oven not calibrated. How many of us have had that issue where you think it's at 350, but it cooks hot or cooks cold, or you're at altitude, which we know cooks things very differently as well, bakes things very differently. So you don't have to worry about your big oven being not calibrated. This is perfectly calibrated, and it's going to cook it perfectly every time. All right, so our last part of this, let me recap. So we have a little chocolate mocha design here. We have our budino that's baking. And I'm going to brulee a few bananas for you. We got a little fancy and did some mint leaves that have a little gold paint on them. You guys like that? Yeah, it's good. Good addition there. All right, so now I'm going to show you the sorbet, because this machine is one of my favorites as well, because I like to eat healthy. We eat very clean in our house. And we splurge. We have chocolate budinos. We have Friday night pizza nights, or Shabbat night with pizza, or Shabbat night with anything. But we like to splurge, but we also eat clean throughout the week. We eat clean a lot. Sometimes we'll eat raw, sometimes we'll eat vegan, sometimes we eat vegetarian, sometimes we eat Cornish hen. But either way, this thing right here, this machine, this sorbet maker is fantastic. And like I told you, Oprah gave it her nod. She loves it. And the reason is because you don't add anything to it. You get sorbet with just the fruit. You're not adding sugar. You're not adding anything else into it. It's just the pure fruit. So I've frozen some bananas. We have some bananas frozen. You could do mango, berries. You can make any sorbet you want with the fruit. Pineapple, what have you. Just freeze it. And then you put it right in, all right? And then you turn on the switch here. And you just push it right through. Let me get it the right here. Let me get it the right way, actually, would help me. And then you push it right through. And there you have it. Look at that. Banana sorbet. I added nothing to it. And it's delicious. It's just a ripened fruit added right in. Okay? So another banana in there. And again, I'm barely touching it. I can push it with a finger, and it's doing it. You know, barely touching it, and you have fresh sorbet. Once it's made, you want to pop it in the fridge for about 20, 30 minutes. Let it get nice and chilled. But other than that, it's ready to go. And I love the fact that I can just have an all-natural sorbet at home. I don't have to go pay $6 for it down the street. I can make it for free at home. And the cost of the fruit. That's it. So, incredible, incredible machine. This is one of my favorites. And like I said, we can make really cool things in there. You know, you can really get fun with it. You can make a, you know, banana, berry, this or that, or whatever in there. You just push it in, freeze your fruit, and then go. So here we have really, really, let me get a little quenelle of this. All right, and so we have our chocolate and banana, which is one of my two favorite flavors together. And there you have it, a nice sorbet with our budino. And I was gonna brulee some, so we have our torch, just to show you some fire in action. Why not? Why not have fire in the kitchen? I know, I love it. So you just torch these bananas really easily. You just put a little sugar, a little granulated sugar on them, and they'll start getting nice and brown. Nice and brown on there. This is a fun little mechanism to have in your house. Fun little gadget. Brulee those. There we go. Now we're getting, yeah, it needs to bubble up a little bit, then you know it's really ready. All right. And that's always fun, you know. Have a wild fascination with a little bit of fire. It's okay. All right. So there you have it. We have our Cornish hen. Let me recap. Air fryer. We rotisseried our Cornish hen that we marinated in our vacuum seal, right? We have our pressure cooker. Cooked 17 minutes. We did an incredible celery puree that you'd pay a lot of money in a restaurant for. Then we have our kohlrabi slaw. We have our slaw that we had a really nice citrus slaw that we added onto the Cornish hen with the puree. And then we have our beautiful budino that we have here. 13 minutes. You can make it in batches. You can make it ahead of time. Those are things that I love too, is making things ahead of time. All of this can be done ahead of time, except rotisserieing the chicken. You want to do that when you have your guests, you know, right before they come, right before you sit down with the family for dinner, what have you, but everything else can be done ahead of time. It's easy, it's simple, you all can do it, it's a push of a button, it's innovation, which I love. Our kitchens are becoming technological, let's face it, that's gonna happen, and I can't wait. So, Gourmet, check their products out, go to our booth, we're gonna give you the number. Air fryer, pressure cooker, some of my favorite things. Another nice air fryer that I'm baking in, induction oven, sorbet maker, and the list goes on. We have multi things. So come by, see us, stay after, say hi to me, and you guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Iron Chef Cora. Again, you can go see
everybody.
her at the Gourmet booth. Again, it's the Lakeside Center 11344, and you're going to be there a little bit later.
I'm going to be there at 4, so come by and see us. I'm doing one more demo before we take off for Austin. And I want to thank my team behind the scenes, Sammy at Gourmet. I've got Amanda Avia's our assistant, Nicole and I's assistant. We got Vanessa back here. We got all the girls here that were standing by in case we needed something. They were just standing on wait in case we needed something. So I want to thank everybody here, and you guys have a great day. Enjoy the Housewares show. Thank you.